Mobile Suit Gundam fans are excited today here in the United States because as of this past week, the prologue to the brand new series, The Witch from Mercury, has dropped on the Gundam.Info's YouTube channel in various language subtitles. And let me tell you guys something, it's special. It's really quite interesting. It's beautiful. The story is presenting so far is really fascinating. I am excited. But what's interesting about this prologue is it brings up an interesting aspect. See, the woman who is behind the creation of these brand new Gundams, and also the individual who's kind of been like the lead person in charge of a particular model. They've put all this work into it, but at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to benefit the fruit of it. They won't see the fulfillment of what they've been working on for years, which brings up a great question. Why do we do that? Humanity for years has done things where we have poured into certain projects, certain things, even though we may never see what's coming. So what's the point of it all? Let's talk about that today on Geek Devotions. Hello, devoted geeks, and welcome to Geek Devotions, a show from devoted geeks who are devoted, and you know you're loved. I'm Dallas, and I'm so glad you hit the play button. If you're new to our show, we take geek pop culture items like movies, video games, and comic books, and we use it to let people know that they're loved. So if you don't watch past this moment, know this: we love you, we care about you. There is a plan and a purpose for your life. I am a big Gundam fan. I'm such a big Gundam fan. We recently started a brand new podcast called The Gundam Watch, where my friend Branson and I are watching through various Mobile Suit Gundam series and talking about them, and also bringing up some really interesting spiritual applications discussions for each show and movie that we're watching. And because I'm such a big fan, you guys have to know that I've had my eye on a brand new series that just dropped called The Witch from Mercury. And guys, as I said in the prologue, in the opening of this first prologue they just dropped is amazing. It's really good. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to leave a link down below for you guys to check it out on Gundam.Info's YouTube channel because, like I said, it's really pretty good. But the basic summation of the story is this. It takes place in a time frame that's very similar to ours, but just a bit in the future, where mankind has developed various forms of technology, basically how people who have been disabled, they're able to control our artificial limbs with their minds. But this specifically was developed to help humans be able to survive in space because, simply put, our bodies can't handle what's out there. And the particular organization who's been working on this needed some extra funding, so unfortunately they got help from another organization that wanted them to make weapons. The problem is that the toll that takes place on people's bodies and minds is so great as they're trying to develop these massive weapons that unfortunately a lot of the pilots have been dying. This prologue opens up with a look at a particular Gundam model that a woman has been working on for years, and her mentor also has been working on to make this what it needs to make it perfect, to make it functional for the future, for the good of mankind as a whole. The problem is there are people on the outside that are looking at the situation and they don't like what they're seeing, and let me tell you something, it gets a little bit wild. Now, I'm going to spoil this for you guys a little bit, but at the end of this episode, these two individuals have been working very diligently on this particular mobile suit. They don't get to see the fruit of it. They don't actually get to see how things are going to play out in the long game. As the prologue progresses on, there's this big conflict that takes place, and you get the sense that while they have a great desire to see it, they're okay with it. They're okay with the fact they won't see things in the long game because they know that there's a bigger picture at play. In the Bible, there's a book called Hebrews. In it, there's a chapter called chapter 11, and it's often called the chapter that's about the Hall of Heroes, or the heroes of the faith. And it walks through various people throughout Jewish history who are pillars within Jewish culture and why they're heroes of the faith. And in it, there's a particular interesting verse that kind of relates to this topic. It's verse 13. These all died in faith, not having received the things promised, but having seen them and greeted them from afar, and having acknowledged that they were strangers and exiles on the earth. Now the passage continues on, there's a lot to it, but from this verse we get the impression that these people, these heroes of the faith, while they died, not seeing what they actually were fighting for, what they were working for, but seeing it from afar, they did it with the understanding that there's a bigger picture, there's a greater scale. And if you continue to read verse 11, you understood that everything they did, while yes, would be great for them, They have the understanding it's for the next generation. And that's what takes place really within this prologue, but within the series as a whole. The people who have created these new types of Gundams, they're doing it not just for them, but for the generation to come, for those who are coming down the road. They have a responsibility in the now to make things ready for the generation tomorrow. This is a concept that honestly challenges me at times, because sometimes I look at what I'm doing and I wonder, what's the fruit? What's the benefit of it? Why am I doing this today? And in the long game, at the end of the day, I question things. But then every so often, I'll get a message from a former student, or I'll see something posted up by a former student that I've had the opportunity to teach and to pour into. Or I'm just standing back and watching the lives of those who I've had the opportunity to love on and encourage over the years. And I see the things that I've put in them blossom. I see them growing. I see them walking in what God has for them. The day-to-day life can be discouraging as you pour into people and as you're doing things and you're curious, it's like, what's the point? Why is this thing today not working? But we need to have the mindset of these two ladies from the witch from Mercury and from these individuals from the scriptures in Hebrews chapter 11. It's not about today, but rather it's about the big picture tomorrow. My encouragement to you today is take a moment and think back and try to cut past negativity. Try to cut past some of the things. It's easy for our mind to go, especially if we're already in a depressive state, to see the bad things. But really look at some of the fruit that's come about. Even the smallest thing is worth celebrating. So look back in your life and celebrate those things that you have seen positive fruit take place. And at the same time, I want to encourage you guys, do me a favor today. Examine your own life. The good things in your life, the things that you're walking in that are positive. Ask yourself, who planted those first seeds? Who blazed the trail that you walk on today? Reach out to that individual if you can and say, hey, thank you. Thank you for starting this for me. Thank you for pouring this into me. Thank you for encouraging me. Because of you and your sacrifice and what you've done, I can stand on this today. Question of the week for you guys in the comments section. Who is a person that's poured into you, that has encouraged you, and that you are walking in things today that they had put into you? Leave a comment, let us know. Let's celebrate these individuals together in the comment section. If you enjoyed this conversation on Mobile Suit Gundam, I want to encourage you guys, check out our brand new podcast, The Gundam Watch, where Branson and I are reviewing various series of Mobile Suit Gundam. In fact, later this weekend, there will actually be a special bonus episode where I will be discussing my thoughts on this particular series, The Witch from Mercury, so make sure you check that out. I also want to give a very special thank you to all of our devoted Patreon geeks who helped to make this show and everything else that we do possible. Thanks to them giving as little as $1 a month, we're able to pay for our website, pay for equipment, pay for our podcasting fees, and everything else that we do. And we are so thankful for them for helping us to create quality content that's designed to encourage, challenge, and help people take their next step with God. If you would like to become a devoted Patreon geek, visit our website, geekdevotions.com, and click on the support page where you can find information about becoming a devoted Patreon geek, or you can give a one-time gift, or you can help us get some of the equipment that we're needing to help make these things that we do even better. Finally, I want to invite you guys to check out all of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on Twitch. Just look for Geek Devotions. We work really hard to make this easy for you guys. So make sure you guys follow us, hang out with our stuff. We have the Devoted Geek Life Facebook group. We have a Discord channel. The thing is this, we want to do community with you guys. We want to do life with you guys. We want to encourage you where you're at. So all that being said, until next time, stay devoted, peace and love.